Yeah, welcome. Once again, it is time for yet another session, a walkthrough, some commentaries about creating this session that I made live. So it was this period of requests. I remember I made the Terminator, the Predator, and of course, some horror, Freddy Krueger. And this guy, the Xenomorph alien, one of the most interesting designs out there, designed by H.R. Geiger, and it's awesome design. It's like a biochemical look. What I like about this design is that the alien don't have any eyes. It's just teeth. So I think it's kind of awesome. So this one was scary because I've never drawn an alien, and I did it without any references, just what I remember about it. Of course, the anatomy is not correct. I ad-libbed a little bit. In the end, it kind of looks like an alien also. So I made the whole body with pencil works pretty fast, kind of knowing how I wanted the pose to be. And I wanted an alien that looked alien. I remember watching the movie when I was young. The alien was pretty scary. The only thing that was really, really disappointed was the ending. Because when the alien goes out flying, kind of looks very human. You could see there was a dude inside a suit. It didn't fit the rest of the story and what we've seen, because we didn't see the whole alien in the movies when he was attacking and killing people. It was very scary. I mean, you could see that people was looking up, so it was a very big creature. You never saw it, just part of it, and you could imagine how it looked. And after the pencil work, of course, I start with the outlines of the ink. And like I said, I'm ad-libbing. I know the form of the head, but instead of eyes on the side, he has this strange mechanical stuff, biomechanics. And he has this tube on the back. I kind of imagine that they breathe through them somehow, but that's just my imagination. The only thing that I didn't like about this final result is that I made the body too big, but it worked. It kind of looked okay. I never liked the hands of the Xenomorph because it looks too human with claws. It's like it should have done something else with the hands, making it look more alien or giving him lesser fingers. That's just my opinion. Now, the scary thing about this alien, of course, is that his blood is like acid. So it's very difficult to kill this guy. That was one of the scariest things I remember watching this. And of course, the face huggers were awful. And watching the new movies, the only thing I want from the new movies, if it will continue, is what the H happened with David. I want to see what happened with David. After everything, we've been following David in these prequel movies, and I really want to know what happened to him, because he's done a lot of damage and a lot of crazy stuff. And I want it in a movie, not in a comic or something like that. I mean, I want to see what happens. So the pose is kind of classic, and of course the leg, I tried to make them like a jackal or a hyena. I think that fits the Xenomorph. And I think that's how most of the movies are depicting an alien. The other scary thing about the alien is, of course, the drool. I mean, there's a lot of drool when you open his mouth. And I'll start with the heavy shadows. And I will use a thicker pen to work faster with it. And to try not to have a lot of white that you miss, which you do sometimes if you use smaller pens. Sometimes it fits the narrative of the picture. It's good to have some white dots left. I know many artists use white ink with a toothbrush, and then they, with a finger, like make it splash all over the black. Kind of looks natural. I've never tried it. I will try it one day, but I understand it's very messy. I will try it someday. I will buy some white ink or color or something and stick a toothbrush. Not mine, maybe my son's. So at this step, I'm using the eraser to take away all the annoying pencil work under, because the pencil work is kind of messy, because I really don't know exactly what I will do. So I try out different things when I'm penciling, and I work very fast with the pencil too. So it's kind of messy under it. And from that, I know exactly how to ink So when I ink the outlines, I take away the rest of the pencil works. It's just annoying in the background. And after that, I start with the shadowing. That's not the heavy shadow. It's more like the grayscale shadowing to make it look more realistic and the 3D feeling. I like this part. This is the best part, I feel, while creating, making this grayscale kind of a shadowing. I was always fascinated about the artists who made this, or the inkers who made this. I know in the comic book business you have different people doing different stuff. So you have a penciler, and then he gives the work to a inker, and the inker finishing everything. Of course, the penciler don't work crazy like I did. They make it with all the details necessary. So the inker is just drawing over the pencil work and creating this grayscale ink. And when I finish the outlines for the whole bodies, then I start to fill out the whole black background. And I continue with the shadowing, of course, heavy shadowing and what's left. And then I start with the head, and I wanted this effect that they always have in the movies, that it's like almost like glass. So you can see the lights in the head. And I know that it's been said many times, the aliens and the face huggers kind of looks like genitalia. And I think that H.R. Geiger did this on purpose. But it's fit, like I said. So this is the end. This is the end result. I felt satisfied. I liked it. When I finished it, people said, you should make Queen. We're not talking about the rock group Queen. We're talking about the Xenomorph Queen. And I will do that. I will take one of the sessions, one of these days, and I will do the Queen, because this was too much fun. But the Queen, to be honest, I'm not gonna lie, I'm going to use reference because there are more details on the queens. I'm finishing up with some white ink on this dude to make it look more vivid. I like to put some on the black so it don't look too black. So that was the Xenomorph. Like I said, we should all put pressure on the movie companies. We want to see what happened to David. We all do it together, we can do it. I'm very thankful for you watching yet again. Hopefully I'll see you guys next week. If you have requests, please leave a comment. I don't do all requests that I get. I get a lot of requests because some of the requests I know I will not do justice to them, and I've said it many times. And I do mainly fan art, comic book, superheroes, this kind of a movie, sci-fi movie, sometimes fantasy, sometimes manga, very rarely manga, but it happens if I find that design is something I can do. Anyways, it's the 3rd of Advent today, and it's time to light the 3rd candle for us here in Sweden. Next week is Christmas. We will have a Christmas special. I don't know what I will do, but of course I will send a Christmas greeting to all of y'all. And until then, take good care of each other.